Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Gonna give a couple more minutes here just to see if anyone else rolls in, and then we'll dive in. Alrighty, we can go ahead here. So, just want to introduce myself. I am Kalina Rudd, the marketing director here at Nextiny Marketing. We are a HubSpot partner, so we're very excited for Inbound every year and excited to share some of the updates and information that came out of this year's conference. For today's agenda, majority of our time, I want to spend talking about the new playbook, which is called The Loop. It's an spin-off of traditional inbound marketing. Inbound marketing is not going away, but it is shifting a little bit. So we'll spend a fair bit of time talking about that. And then we'll talk through a couple of tools and resources that HubSpot has available now, mainly being the AI prompts for continued content optimization and a couple of new AI tools that are available and worth checking out directly inside of your HubSpot portals. So what is loop marketing? This was a really big part of HubSpot's keynote speech this year. And essentially, HubSpot has come up with a new playbook for supporting business growth in the age of AI. And the loop is replacing and updating the funnel with a dynamic, always learning cycle, as you can see by this loop graphic here, where humans are still setting the strategy, but we're really using AI to scale the execution and creating some checkpoints along the way to make sure that we are continually evolving our content to make sure it is expressing your business in the way that it needs to in order to resonate with your ideal audience. So content is not dead. Inbound marketing is not dead, but it is definitely changing. A new study put out by SparkToro shows that about 58% of Google searches are now ending without a click. So we're referring to that as zero-click searches, which due to a lot of factors, the AI overviews, the AI snippets, but ultimately buyers are discovering brands through more than just a Google search. Awareness has scattered, consideration has again moved towards that zero-click search experience, and the models for distribution and discovery are changing quickly every day. So the loop is replacing that traditional funnel with this more dynamic, always learning cycle where, again, humans are still setting the overall strategy and setting the intention, but then using AI to scale that execution. Before, the previous funnel that HubSpot speaks about was the flywheel, which we're all probably fairly familiar with. Attract, engage, delight. Now that buyers aren't really solely relying on Google, we can't really just wait for our SEO traffic to bring us leads, right? It's more important now than ever to be discoverable where people are doing their research. And as brands increasingly do more and more research before even reaching out to companies, we want to make sure that we are able to, again, meet them where they're at and make sure that how you are presenting your business aligns with what they're looking for and your overall business goals. So diving in a little bit deeper here into the 4 stages of that loop. There are 4 stages, goes 1 through 4. However, you can start and hop into this loop at any point where it makes the most sense for your business. It's meant to be very dynamic and meant to meet you where you are at. So we'll go through in order here, but again, based on where your needs are, where your priorities are, you can jump in wherever. So starting with stage 1, which they are titling Express. This basically means defining who you are before you start asking any AI tools to generate. This is going to allow you to really clarify your brand voice and your business identity, which once you have that really nailed down solid, you can then use AI to Analyze your customer feedback or build any positioning statements based on that customer feedback, and use the available information with the help of AI to create a really consistent brand style that is going to allow you to then feed that into your various AI tools and maintain that unique brand voice that is consistent and cohesive across the board, while still capitalizing again on the scale that AI is enabling us to expand to. Step 2, or stage 2, is called tailor. So this is where you have your defined brand voice, and then you're using available data and AI tools to deliver one-to-one messages that are relevant, but at that larger scale. So this is where you can personalize based on actual customer behavior, and you can use your CRM and AI tools to segment customers based on various actions. You can craft specific messages based on where someone might be at the funnel or what target persona they might fall into, and also follow up with timely and relevant content, again, based on the specific person, where they're at in the journey, what persona they fall into, what they're really looking for. A lot of this stage is really still traditional inbound marketing, about answering the questions people are searching for, and being human and helpful, but with the added layer of using AI to really segment deeper and analyze deeper and move things quicker than they've ever been moved before. The third stage here is called amplify. So this is when you have defined who you are, you've identified how you're speaking to individuals with relevant content, and now you want to amplify that even further, which means distributing your content across the high impact channels, and high impact meaning relevant to your specific business, your specific customers. So showing up where they are hanging out, whether that's LinkedIn, or maybe they listen to podcasts, or maybe there are certain creators and influencers that they follow on, whether it's TikTok or Instagram. There's all these different places that people are going to do their research, to find out where they should be spending their time and money. And Amplify is all about making sure that you show up in those spaces. So this really goes beyond just SEO, and starts looking more holistically at all of the various communication avenues that are available to us today, and really keys into how can we make sure that we are utilizing AI in a way that is impactful and allows us to scale, but doesn't have us losing the essence of your brand, and doesn't have you losing the humanity behind your brand. Because in an age where so much content is being created, and it's being easier than ever to fake content, what's really going to make you stand out from your competitors and differentiate you in the market is maintaining that human element and maintaining the real side of your marketing engine. A lot of tools here to help you amplify. We're familiar with chat and Claude, but again, lots of tools within HubSpot as well that they're starting to roll out, that were announced at Inbound. And then the fourth stage here is evolve. Really means just continuing to iterate. You're not going to win just by launching something. You are going to win by learning and paying attention to the data that comes in, how people are interacting with the messages that you're putting out, paying attention to real-time data that's coming in, and acting upon that quickly. Because again, now that we have AI tools at our disposal, they allow us to move so much faster than we ever have before. And it's really important to make sure that we are building in space and time into this loop scenario to review those optimizations, upload your campaign data to AI, use it to identify any top performing tactics or spot any red flags that you might not be seeing, and even just ask it for general recommended improvements in your campaign strategy or your marketing efforts. So really this comes down to continuous improvement, optimizing over time. Again, this is similar to what we're all doing today, But the key is the speed piece, which is where utilizing AI is going to allow you to move at a faster pace. And then from here, you kind of just go back to the beginning. So I'll go back one slide just so we can see the graphic here. So once you review your data and identify any areas to optimize existing campaigns, you can then feed that new learnings back into your brand voice documents and the context that you're using to feed to AI to create the rest of your marketing assets. And the intention is that do this maybe quarterly, faster if you want, but at least quarterly, run through the loop, make sure that any learnings and insights and optimizations that you're finding through current campaigns make their way into your broader strategy so that you can continue improving over time and using the real data that we're collecting in an intentional way that will help you ultimately resonate deeper with your target audience. So why does the loop work? Why is this kind of the direction things are going? Ultimately, it comes down to that it's very scalable, it's very repeatable, and it's future-proof. It's building in time to optimize, time to review, and time to continue using tools that will continue coming our way. It's really a good way to keep momentum, keep moving forward, and not get so stuck in just the launch, because again, it's really about the learning and the evolution over time. It's built to evolve with the changing buyer habits. We've all seen over the last year or so how drastically AI tools have really changed the way that buyers and searchers are looking for information, and being able to be agile and adapt to keep up with that is really a big part of why the loop is the new framework here. And the big thing here too is that it really you don't have to start from scratch. It's not a rethinking of the entire wheel. It's just optimizing it for today's new environment. And this is where you can enter wherever it makes sense and just keep on going through the loop as you move through those stages, and make sure you're coming back to those core stages to see if there's any areas that you're missing, anything that you want to optimize, any data that could be incorporated into your AI tools to help them gather more context into what's happening real time with your audience and your business goals. Okay, so next here, HubSpot came out with this really awesome AI prompt library, and I'm going to pull it up here, and I might need to stop sharing my screen, so give me just one moment and I will get this pulled up. But we'll send out this in the recording here, but this is a really awesome resource for you guys. And they have it filtered by stage here. So you can kind of go through, and pending what stage you're planning to jump into the loop at, you can filter and see, okay, what type of prompts might be helpful for you as you're analyzing what makes your brand different, what prompts can help you do some competitor analysis and look for any gaps. There's a ton in here, and you can just take this, copy it onto your clipboard, and pop it into whatever AI tool you like, whether it's Chat or Claude or Grok, whatever it might be. Pop it in there, and this gives you a really great place to start from, with places for you to pop in your own unique information. So your customer success stories, testimonials. This gives you a good framework to really ask your AI tools the right questions that are going to create the right outputs. So I encourage you guys to look through this. For Taylor, we've got ones that are looking at mapping out your customer life cycle, or building out segments, looking through for data enrichment. There's some really great ones about email personalization. There's a ton in here. And same thing goes for stage 3, amplifying, talking about how to increase your visibility in AI searches, or how to partner with creators, or maybe you're looking for ways to do more events, whether that's webinars or in-person events. There's so much in here. And same thing for Evolve. How can you look at your real-time data and use that to inform future strategies? This one's talking about interpreting customer journey analytics, real-time optimizations. Looks like there's one that you can use to kind of start streamlining some ROI optimization. And again, all of these will have the structure of the prompt with areas that you can pop in your specific information for your unique needs. So again, I will make sure that this is included in that follow-up email, and use this as a resource, bookmark it. These are really, really well built out prompts that, again, makes it so you don't have to start from scratch, and you've got some proven prompts here that are already showing success for others who are using them. So let me pop back over to my presentation, and then we will keep going on. Alrighty. So let me get back here. Okay, so there were a ton of new tools that were announced at Inbound. A fair number of them are still in various stages of beta. But the main ones related to Content Hub are Content Remix, AI Blog Writer, and the overall Breeze Content Agent. The first two are free tools. I believe definitely the AI Blog Writer, and I think Content Remix is free as well. So any member of HubSpot, regardless of your subscription, should have access to these. Breeze Content Agent is going to require a pro subscription. And essentially all of these are baked directly into your HubSpot portal. So you can use the data and the content that's already within your system, your CMS, and work with AI agents directly inside the platform. And you can get demos from HubSpot on all of these. Again, I'll include these links that you guys can look through. But the main intention here is to help all of our content marketers repurpose content, save time. You can turn a single blog post into multiple social posts, multiple emails, and more. And it allows you to, again, really streamline and amplify the content that you're already creating so that you can meet people in all the various channels that they're searching for now, and really expand your reach and expand the amount of content they're able to put out. And again, when we circle back to the express part of the loop, making sure that the content you're putting out is really contextually informed. And that is what's going to allow you to create quality content that really does help users along the buyer's journey and maintain that real human feel. So it feels authentic, it feels genuine, it doesn't feel mass produced, and really gathers all of the key intentional points of your business and what your actual audience is saying and sharing about their experience, and ties that all together into a cohesive overall content tool. All right, so got a couple minutes here for a couple of questions, so feel free to drop them in the chat. And again, we'll send out a follow-up email here probably next week with the recording and links to some of these resources that came out of Inbound. And I'll hang out here for just a little bit in case any questions come up. But if you guys have other things to do, feel free to bounce. And again, you'll see a follow-up email with all of this information coming your way next week. All right, David, I see a question. Which of the new features is remarkable no matter what HubSpot customers are going to pay for versus which ones are just pretty cool new shiny objects? I think the content remix and the Breeze content agent really are powerful tools here. In the world of content, I think it really comes down to the repurposing of content and how you can remix that into multiple various different spin-offs of that original piece. So a lot of this again is baked into your existing portal. And I think it's going to come down to testing them out, seeing what works best for your specific needs and processes, and going from there. But the content remix is really, I think, a powerful tool here to help streamline and speed things up. All right. I think that's it then for now. We will send out a follow-up, and everyone have a fabulous rest of your day and weekend. Thanks, y'all. Bye.